Hi everybody, Ralph here. I'm a model builder and collector. I specialize in miniature tools and have gathered up a few of my creations to share with you today. Starting with one of my early builds. It's an 1827 Knowles patent plane, believed to be one of the earliest metal wood planes. Works with a wedge and a blade, and it works very well. In fact, they all do. I built two of these by the lost wax casting process. Lately, I built a stylized Knowles plane. You can see the Knowles lines, ebony tote, knob, and wedge, sterling silver. Beautiful little plane. Turned out nice. Among my earlier creations were simple little spoke shaves like this one, made of brass, steel blade. Here's a silver one, a little advanced, a little fancier. Steel blade, wood wedge handle. Here's a draw knife. Here's one of my early favorites, a little router, hand router, rosewood and brass. Very special, fully adjustable, steel blade, works nicely. Among my earlier builds also was this one you might find familiar. Worked out well. These two were my first serious attempts at fabrication. I started out building them 3 inches long and later went down to a quarter scale at 2 inches. I experimented with fine wood, styling, etc. Later I built these little bench planes. Just little go-to shaver planes. Different woods, wood handles, wood accents, different styles, all of them, but very similar. And they're very handy. They're among my favorites, I would say. These two you'll recognize. The Scraper 212 and of course the Scraper 112. They complement each other well. I then built the number 12 Scraper. Beautiful little plane. Works perfectly just like the other two. A little knob in front here. Allows you to remove the blade from the frog with a lever cap. Locks it in. Mechanism back here allows you to move the blade forward or back and lock it in. Totally functional. Turned out nice. Here are two round nose planes, stylized somewhat. Inspired to build these by some pictures I saw in the literature. In some cases, I, as you can see, exercised some liberties and gave it my own style. Here we have two little sleigh planes. They're cute little things, and they work well. I like using them, and I use them quite a lot, really. A jackrabbit plane. Strange looking thing. Saw a picture and just had to have one. These three represent an attempt to build in quarter scale a fully functional, authentic, dovetail jointed infill plane. Brass on brass, the joints disappeared. So in my second attempt, I made a brass body, the silver bottom, and the joints are much more evident. Clearly you can see dovetail joints, silver pins, satin brass body, full infill plane. This one as well, brass body, silver bottom, nicely visible joints, silver pins. On these three I used ebony for wood accents. Ebony works beautifully, it carves nicely. Here's an old bruiser that I just love to go to. One of my favorites, bench planes. I just use this one often. Here's a little cutie. All metal, all brass. Works nicely. Cute little rabbit plane. Here's a stylized bench plane again. Nice wood handle. Cocobolo polished up nicely. Here's a solid sterling silver plane with rosewood handles, tote and knob. Nicely crafted lever. Again, works very nicely. This is typically the size that I build. That's quarter scale. Sometimes I build half that size just as a challenge. Eighth scale, 1/8 scale. And sometimes, as a further challenge, I'd like to build half that size, which gives me 16th scale pair of earrings. My wife just loves her earrings. This is among one of my favorites. Brass body, silver pins, rosewood accents, nice large thumb wheel, steel blade. I like this one so much, I built another one in sterling silver with ebony wood accents. Those two go together well. Among my favorite of all planes is this plow plane, center wheel plow plane. Actually works just like the real thing. Turn the center wheel and the fence moves either closer to or away from the blade. Right hand threads here, left hand threads here, makes the center wheel operate the plane as it's supposed to. This was a trick to build. Very difficult to carve. Every part of this was a difficult build. I sure am glad to have it in the collection. But among my favorite planes are these two beauties. The old number 4s. Solid sterling silver, number 4. Nice wood grain on the tote and knob. The lever cap actually works. The blade can be removed, restored, and adjusted as with the original. These are probably my favorites. This is a cast piece, lost wax cast piece of one that I'm working on now. You can recognize the parts: the body, frog, lever cap, lever. Requires filing, smoothing, cutting, finishing, but that's how it's done. Here's a pair of hammers that I cast. Didn't have the heart to separate. And another pair. Looked like a flower, so I'll just leave them all together. That's the extent of my collection. Thanks for watching.